as our elder COP member, is the number one divine principle lecture. When I joined the church, I love his lecture. I really inspired, impressed by his personality. That's why I am also so grateful to him. For 8 years, he was doing mission in the U.S. and also that's why he can speak English. Yeah, I asked he helped us translation in our the dinner time too. Mm, this time from he also he really educate a lot of people giving lectures around. He's very famous. So he can join us yesterday and today. That's why we want him to also share some words for you that you can bring some blessing back to your home. Mm, let's welcome him. He can speak English, so I think he will speak English.
I didn't have any plan to come here. This morning, but I could have a time. So therefore, even the short time, I would like to listen. Reverend Sugita's lecture. Then I came here. All of a sudden, he asked me to say something. Anyway, no preparation, but some kind of things. ある部分は日本語で喋ります。そうですね。私は1963年 1963 I joined the unification movement. Since the time, most of my mission is education, and I was a director of National Training Center in Chiba, 17 years. And so before I went to the United States, I was a director of education department in the headquarters. Most of the time I focused to how to educate the people. Then in that, through my experience, let me explain a little bit in English. お父様の身胸の道、The Way of God's Will。そこの中に、御言葉というところがあります。
Father's words.
で、そこのところで、
sorry. Again, 2つの声また入ってます。
御言葉には、
In Father's words, God's words, there's a life. When you speak Father's words, God's words, you have to plant the seed of life in your words, in your lecture, in your sermon. Like Mr. Stiga said, we're not just to say the theory. We have to bring life to really give life to the member through your sermon or lecture. Then second, Father's words. When you give lecture or sermon, you have to connect to the history, like when God created Adam and Eve, Moses, all those central figure Jesus, until this time. That we are the connect to the history. Then we are in the era of the history now. You must let them feel that, feel the history, feel the universe. That way to give the words. Yes, the day the Thailand and the Malaysia national leader, we had a dinner together, and Thai or Malaysia, they have not so much a Christian background, mostly Buddhism or other religion based on Christianity, meaning that people have a distance from the Christian religion.
Garden, it was a Christian Protestant. Therefore, I couldn't remember. But generally speaking, in Japan is also, we don't have any Christian tradition. But if we want to understand the deep point of the divine principle, we must really understand the Christianity. It means God created the heaven and earth, and after the fall, God has been working to find somebody as a center here. And also he could find Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And on this foundation, Heavenly Father started the Judaism to prepare the Christ. Then this is the central religion, as you know, consummation of history. Many religions are there, but central religion is Christian, Judeo-Christianity. But Heavenly Father prepared the Judaism, but they didn't accept Jesus as a Christ. Therefore, he was on the cross. But on that kind of really serious situation, he could reveal God's love through his sacrifices. Therefore, his love changed the whole society and the nations. Even he was died on the cross by himself. Only one person, left right-hand side, the thief, believed in him. No other person, even the disciples, mothers, left away. But because of his dedication and the true love, Heavenly Father, based on his faith and love, changed the society and the world, and occupied and 1/3 of the world. Therefore, this Christianity was the central religion to welcome the Lord of the Second Advent. As you know, as you read the way of God's will, we need to understand God's painful heart when Adam and Eve fell, fell. And also serious, we need to understand God's sorrowful pain centered on Jesus. And we must understand that sorrowful pain centered on the Lord of the Second Advent. We need to understand these 3 points. We must read the Bible. Without the Bible, we cannot understand the history of God's providence. For example, in Japan, as I said, when I joined in 1963, most of the people are Christian. Then I was one of the Buddhist group, members of a Buddhist group. Many Buddhists joined, and after that, students came to join. Then when I came back to Japan, then most of the people are the really old, 46 years old lady. They don't understand the Christianity. Therefore, in order for them to witness, we had an approach of ancestors' revelation or something like that. It's a good tool to guide the people. But that's a tool. Of course, I believe ancestors' revelation already 430 generations, and also liberated and blessed. I strongly believe. But in order for example, Japanese ladies has some difficult position. In other words, hitting head on the wall. How to make a deep understanding of God's heart, historical way. In order for them, they need to study the Bible. In my understanding is, of course, Malaysia and Thailand don't have a Christian tradition. Therefore, you can guide the people through many ways. But you, as a leader of unification movement, you must understand the deep point of the divine principle. In order to understand the point, each one of you must read the Bible, and you must have a deep understanding about the history of God's providence based on the Bible. And also, sometimes you can read the many kinds of testimony saints and sages in the Catholic, or for example, Francisco Assisi and Mother Teresa, and so on. Their belief and also heart is so deep. We are not the, first chosen people. I say I'm a heretic. Heretic, no, not heretic. Gentile. I was Gentile. Gentile, for the Gentile, it's not so understand the point of the God. But, how can I say? Gentile, 异邦人 Gentile, G-E-N-T-L.
那就是不是选民
But
的了。
we are the Gentile, but as we know, the Christianity must welcome the Lord of second coming. But they couldn't do that. Therefore, even with the Gentile, we are chosen to work for God and to work for the Lord of second advent. In order to inherit that kind of deep mission, big mission, we must be the same foundation of Christianity, or more than him, more than them. In order to do, we need to understand the Bible, not just intellectual, theological understanding, more faithful, more artistic understanding. This must be very important. I believe Thailand and Malaysia is growing up. When I attended the HTM workshop in February this year, I was so moved, and I read the many books. Oh, Thailand, what is going on, so and so on. Therefore, you have so many congregations. If you have more deep understanding about the divine principle, you must have a concrete, solid foundation. God bless you. Thank you very much.
Thai and Malaysia member, you have a special message from Mr. Nakamura. Now we will introduce the Shibuya Mission Center's operations. So our brother Nemoto, Mr. Nemoto, will introduce you how we educate the new comers after their winners.
Good morning.
Morning.
英語はここまでです。
That's my only English finish.
おととい一緒に
The day before we went to visit the Holy Ground,
良い思い出を
that I had a very good memory with you.
walk and walk and
Walk on.
私も
Me also.
普段1週間歩く
I walk. The day we walk is good for my 1 week walk already. Too much work. Yeah, I also sweat a lot.
とてもいい思い出
Very good experience. Thank you very much.
じゃあ本日はですね
Today
渋谷ミッション
we will talk about Shibuya Mission Center, the beginner for the intermediate and the education course. That means when the people brought to the bring to the center, how we going to do with them? First, some our basic idea and our education flow, our concept, the basic concept, or something.
通称ワクワクセミナーと
We call it Waku Waku Seminar. In our Shibuya Mission Centers, education is father's words about conscience. That kind of teaching we try to give to them.
心霊と
Uh,
真理で
for
復活する
God's
教会を
spirit and the truth to resurrect our church. That's our true parents' desire. It's also our desire, our wish.
これを本当にやっていこうと
If
しているのがミッションセンターです。
so we want to really based on this to as our how to say our
よ
vision.
く誤解さ
So
れますが、
some
ワ
would
クワクセミナーは
some would think a Waku Waku seminar is something special seminar.
原理とは関係のない教
This
育をしていると
different from the DP
いう理
seminar.
解の教育をしているんじゃないかと信じていますね。
They
そのような誤解され
misunderstand.
ることもたくさんありますけれども、原理教育
But
は原理教育
we
として
have a divine principle education for beginner, intermediate, and advanced level. For divine principle seminar, we do also.
それと同時に
At the
そ
same
れと
time,
同時にこの心霊面
we a spiritual side by practicing the program that converse with the conscience.
両親との対話を通して神様の愛
Through
を
that,
実感して
so
いく
they
と
can
いうことを
experience
最初
God's
から
can experience God, experience God's love. So in the we try to invest in this part also that the new people can have this kind of spiritual experience.
新規のゲスト
In
最初に
the
ここに
new
来て
guest,
渋谷ミッションセン
they
ター
when
に
they
来
arrive
訪
to
れる
they
人
will
は
they are brought by the spiritual parents come to the center. Then we will teach them with approach and talk to them to find your original self. That's a true father's word.
本当の自分を探しましょう
Find our original self. We discuss with them with this topic and then let them to join the education course.
そこで最初から
In the,
ワークの内
in the
容
beginning,
原理の内容とともにワークの内
together
容
with the
を
divine
学びます
principle contents, we also teach them about the self-pastoral
初
exercise,
級
the
の
work.
信者向けには
And
基本的な7つのワークですね
first, we give them the 7 simple work, the exercise, simple exercise for them to apply.
ですので最初の段階で
In the first
信
stage,
念的なこう体験
they will there have this kind of spiritual experience. So they have a lot of testimony from them. They really feel something.
例えば
For example,
固定観念というものを
and
とらわ
we
れを
said
感じてい
about
るから
they try to let go those established concepts. Then they can feel.
感じている思いとは別な優しい
So they can feel something from the
湧いてきた
from the heart. They can feel that experience they did not have before.
そして自分の心の中から
Also,
神様の声ですね
they
良
can
心の声を
they
聞いた
can
という
hear
話も出てきま
and
す
their testimony. They can hear the voice of conscience.
でそれを通して人
Through
生の中で
this,
感じたことのない平安や
they feel
許しの気
the
持ち
peace and the forgiveness, the kind of feeling that they haven't experienced before.
でそれを通して
And
三大祝福
then through this, they will let them experience the 3 great blessing, God, the God's blessing and God's grace. Let them experience it.
でまた大事なのが
Important is our members, staff, our church members, ourselves also have to practice this self-pastoring program. Then we ourselves, of course, our level is different from the new guests. But meaning we are doing the same. We are creating that kind of culture within our center.
ですので
That's why our teaching side and the study learning side, the one give guidance side, the one receive the guidance, meaning it's the same. There's no division between the two. I myself also is a lecturer, but I heard those sharing testimony from those new guests. I also learned a lot from them. So through their testimony, that I feel I also have to grow and learn more myself. It's a like impact and stimulation for me. That's why we church member and staff, also the new guest, together we grow together as a family of a soul. So that we can feel that kind of heart and feeling, and then we grow together as one. Mm. We create this culture. This is also our part of our goal in our mission center. Our uh, basic ideas of our education. Uh, first, first the guests decide to learn the education course. That's the first step. Then we introduce divine principle this divine principle contents, and then teach them the exercise how you can feel those experience those contents by practicing. Sh- try out at least like twice. We give them like twice a week the course for study. Then those can attend 2 day seminars. We encourage them to attend 2 day seminar. After that, no, then there's a 3 day seminar. Just so that them can determine to attend 3 day seminar. Between them, there's another intermediate course for them to study. There we will teach about true parents course, or the Pastoral, the providence, the current providence. Then in the 3 days seminar, that's the we call it a divine principle education program. Mm. We that prepare them for this. This is advanced course. It's around then for 4 months period. We'll continue educate them for divine principle, and also let them to practice, and then true parents course and the life of faith. Those basic education. Then let them become a registered official member for church. Mm. After that, we to this call the how to say the practice education. Then we let them to live together, uh, live together through through daily life. We guide them. Then let them attend Sunday service and start give 10% tithe. Then experience the witnessing also. This is the practicing. Then they can under the youth department. Some something like this kind of flow. I think maybe in your church is similar to this when you wait to witnessing. Myself is also educated from beginners, intermediate, and then advanced course. Then lastly, of course, we will become a church member and study practice those mission. Then we. Uh, Yes, centering on this self pastoral program is first ourselves. How can we become the substance? Then then we can become a family, that kind of a heart-tested connection. So through really this embodiment of God's word, those members, we can really let people feel we are the substance of God's words. So in the Sunday service, in the beginning stage, we will let them already attending Sunday service. Or the family gathering, if the youth, and then let them stay with the young people. They can join the young people's gathering. Church member want to bring guests because they want to bring to Sunday service. They want to want the guests to meet brothers, sisters. Church, they want to them to meet my own family. So everybody has this kind of everybody have this kind of heart. Otherwise, hard to witnessing. So means your heart, the resurrected heart. Then and also happy be with the brother sister. So based on this kind of culture we made, that's what we call the self-pastoring program. Through the conversation with conscious that we want to be united in one, like one family. Of course, everybody is in different level, but first we let the new guests come in and as a part of the family member. This is not something special. It's a very basic matter. It's a course. The new guests decide to receive the education. That's we call the meaning the guests. Meaning this is the something that we are doing all the time. Actually, looks, yeah. But if you will continue to it, maybe continue to do it, maybe for persistent, maybe not easy. So for to support this means this process of witnessing, we need this pastoring program to make it persistent. According to Father's word, so we have the first witnessing, second witnessing, and third witnessing. First witnessing meaning you witness yourself. Through self-pastoring program, we become very passionate. We are very. I myself very happy, like to do the providence. You have to make yourself become like that kind of stage. So that's the first witnessing. So then you resurrect your family, then resurrect the church. That's called second witnessing, meaning inner witnessing, witness our own group. The third blessing is to bring the new guest to then try to gather or witness the new guest. That's called third blessing, witnessing outside people. That's right. In the past, Japan's, if you can witness together somehow, the result, the goal, the centering on goal, try focus on the goal, emphasize the goal. Of course, the goal is important. But along the way, that already forgot the personal resurrection or the family church resurrection, so already left behind. So self-pastoring program is to really try to emphasize on this part. Then, as a result of it, you will get the result in the witnessing. Yeah, so this is our concept, our idea. That's why self-pastoring program, centering on this program, doing witnessing, so that we're not going to make some external strategy, what kind of way of witnessing. Instead, we we try to focus on the invisible culture, the invisible essence of everybody's heart, try to transform members' heart. So that's the place we want to focus and emphasize, and then they can do the witnessing. Mhm.
まとめていきますと、伝道のですね結果、数字を目に見えるその数字を
The
ご一人
witnessing
ごとに大事
result,
にする以上に
instead of rushing, I mean, emphasize on the result, but first let us make a transform internally, then
そういう内
become
的転換の主人公に
then
開かなろ
become
う
the
と
owner
いうこ
of
と
our
を
inner
お
self.
伝えしております。そして
Then
何か素晴らしい価値観を教え込んで
in,
価値観の転換を迫る以上に
instead of like you want to teach or to change
一人一人の心の喜び
people,
や
but
悲しみや
want instead we
そし
try
てそ
to
の奥にあ
share
る
the
一人一人
people
の
with
良
their
心を変え
happiness,
ている
their
ものを
sorrow,
共有する
and
と
then
いう
meaning
ことを
have
大
the
切にしてい
sympathy
ます。
with them, and then values everyone, every individual.
そして
Then,
教会という組織に
then in the
加入
church,
させる
the,
加入してもらうと教会という特別なところに加入してもらうという
in,
関係ではなくて家族を増やしていくという
instead
関係
it's
になること
like
です。
a church organization instead of that kind of concept, but as a family, like increase and multiply our families.
第一伝統、第二伝統、
First witnessing, second witnessing, third witnessing. The page a while ago.
ゼロというのは基本的な聖世祈りとか
Zero witnessing meaning the basic, the prayer or study of God's word.
ではですね、もう少し、実際的なお話を
We will
中級講座の実際に
introduce the actual operation. So we transform the heart, transform the concept of value.
で初級講座というのは
Our
10講座ということで
beginner education course, we divided to 10 parts.
でそれぞれ原理の内容
So the contents of divine principle,
の内容を共有しながら
educate them divine principle, then
は
plus the how to suitable
提示していると
work, the exercise of the self-pastoral program depends on the divine principle contents to find related exercise.
ですので最初にスタッフというか講師自身がですね
So the lecturer first, they have to practice the exercise every day and then share the testimony to the guest. That is essential.
時間が伝えられない
If you did not have your own experience,
理論に頼る
you will become only teaching the theory.
なので小さな
That's why even small things is okay in your daily life. The happiness you experience, try to share it to others.
よくゲストとやるのはですね
When we do with our guest, for example, the first section of a divine principle creation,
言葉万物に感動し感謝する
we
と
meaning we be grateful and to the all things, like we are touched by the creation
失礼します
and we appreciate and be grateful to the all things. For example, let's do it together. Let's see. We look at a cup, a glass.
ただなんとなく当たり前に
We
そこにあ
we
る
will
ものと
take
して
it
見つめたら
like for granted. We see it as something for granted.
安いコップだろ
This is very cheap glass.
水道水だろ
This is the water from the faucet. what happened?
というような
Oh, the-
こういう感じ方になります。
we usually feel like that.
ただこれを見な
But
がら
let us
あ
look at
り
it
がりとしみじみと
mindfully and gratefully.
神様から与えられたプレゼント
This
だ
is
と思
the
っている
gift that come from
どんな
God
風に見え
that
るか
us look at with that heart. How do you
とい
feel
うよう
it?
な投げかけと
And then we talk
そ
to
してそれをやって
it.
みます。
Let's try to do it.
うわ
Wow.
よく見てみると
When I look at carefully,
美しいの
it's so beautiful.
この光に当てると
When you have the lights on it,
なんかこうプラネタリウムみたいですね。
like something shining
まあ
special.
この円形っていうのは
The circle,
たまらないよね。
the I don't know how to it's something very amazing. If it is a square,
っていうものがあって
how it goes. This circle is so
どんな風に
nice.
してくれたのかな
Who make this? Who put this water in it?
素晴らしいものを持って入れてくれたのか
Now even he's very busy. He's willing to serve this
じゃあい
water.
ただきます。
That I will drink it then. Today I will not drink it now.
ささいがですけど
Something
一緒にやって
like
みたりします。
so that the guests do it together like that.
これは生活の中で
So in the daily life, do you try to practice it
最近の子は
practice it first?
で実際にこうそうなんだと思ってゲストの
Something
顔を見てみると
when you that do like this, the guests will discover the beauty of the glass. Then when they go home along the way, they will, because ordinary they didn't notice those the stores, the 7-Eleven or the trees on the street. But after come to our mission center, they can feel they have a different change, transform. So they can really feel that this moment is like kingdom of heaven. So there's a testimony like this.
例えばそんな風
For
にしながら
example,
こう証しそして実践を
so like
して
this,
いく
you practice this exercise together with your guests and then share together the testimony, the feeling, result.
でこれも別に特別な話ではないと思い
So
ます
this
が
is also
今
not.
話したようなお話ですね。
It's also very familiar for
一
you.
回のケアの中で
So in
共有とですね
so
そして
first
多くの
share
中での
share together the experience, then the lecture your own testimony.
実践しやすいようにこう導いてあげることを大切にしています。
So you experience your first and you share. Then also your the spiritual parents also have to do practice those exercise
ということを大切にしております。
and grow together. So these are very important.
そして日々のケア、日々の
And
学習を通して
through
修
the
練会というものを
the daily education course, then we move them to the seminar.
2日間の修練会
For
は
2-day seminar
この東京の青年の伝統においては
in
2日間の中で8時間の原理講義を
usually we have 8 hours divine principle lecture.
しておりますので、そのようにしております。そして開催場所は教会そのものですね。
We are the venue is in our church. Yeah.
教会という場所に最初から来るし、そして
So let them also experience the church, or then afterward we let them, if they can stay inside the youth center and stay together and through the daily life, so they can really have more experience and practice.
ですから兄弟姉妹たちは普段の
Brothers,
生活が
sisters, they live together.
輝いていなければならないのが
So
固定観念だと思います。
so your brother, sister must be very shining and bright, and they make they really become a life of a kingdom of heaven in their dorm.
皆さんが泊まっている会のメンバー
Thai members, the place you stay, the dorm, the youth member are staying together. They are they are the members.
でこれは香港の方です。
This brother is from Hong Kong. He was witnessed by the woman leader
日本語を
Aizawa.
学びたいということ
because he want to learn Japanese. That's why he came to Japan.
日本で就職をしようとしたんです
He
けれど
was
も、
thinking to get
や
job
はり
in
不当
Japan.
に内定を取り消されてしまってですね、
So
非常に傷ついている状態で
it
した。
seems very hard for him. He was
そし
not
てまたいろ
accepted
んな経緯があって、
be-
絶対人を簡単に信じてはいけ
because
ない
of his
し、
life background experience that he do not trust people. He
人の
does
た
not
めに
know
生きるというこ
God.
とはほとん
He
ど考
he
えられない
think he never
家
think
族が
about
彼ら
living
は
for
守
the
ると、
sake
家
of
族のため
others.
に生きるということは
Maybe
考
for
え
the
られない。
family, live for the family. Maybe he can acceptable. That's his concept.
そして日本語の聞き取りはまあ
His
6割から7割かなぐらいで、
Japanese ability maybe
彼が言語化できる
70%.
ものというのはとても少なかったです。
What he can express, not so,
という
also
テスト
not
をしまし
also
て、
very limited
最初
Japanese
な
language
かなかですね、
ability. But
この原理講義と神様というものがわからないという中でありました
so
けれど
because
も、
he's a person who
彼
do
は
not
まず最初に
understand
ですね、
God, and so
教
in the
会というもの
beginning
に最初というか
we
学びの中で
uh,
礼拝に参加しま
and
した。
he joined the education course and then he attended the Sunday service.
公正チャーチ
His yeah.
で、青年ホームでの
She
食
stay.
事会の中で、
This is the
その
like
家族文化に触れ、
gathering in
そ
the
して、
youth
青年の礼拝ですね、
dorm. Then this is the
そういうものに
youth
参加していく中
Sunday
で、
service. By attending all these
あ、
activities,
本当にここは、
then he
本当にここは、
so
ヒアですね。
here, ne? Here,
ファミリーですね。
okay.
本当に家族なんだ。
Here we are really like
実
family.
体で実感しました。
So he really
これは
has
彼
that
自身が
deep
つぶやい
feelings.
た言葉です。
That's what he said to us.
そうした中で心が開けて、
So his
通常に
heart
参加
was
しました。
able to open and attend a seminar.
で、こう和道というんですかね、
Through our communication and
言葉
interview,
ではほとんどわからないんですね。
he very limited that he could understand our language, but also in the beginning very hard for him to
私
speak.
も目を見て
I
共
just
に
try
喜ぶ
to look at into his eyes and try to rejoice together, and with the eye of heart and look to look at him, this kind of heart to him.
今まであまり誰にも
So
話してくれなかった
far
話
he
を
was not
こう
able to
話してくれるように
express
なりました。
himself to to other people, and slowly then he can open his heart and relate her life to us, his life. Sorry.
で、なぜ人を信じてはいけない
Why
と
he
お
did
釈迦に
not
するような
why
話
he
が
did
な
not
ったかという
trust
と、
people
お父
is
さんが若
it's
くして
because
亡くなっ
when
て
his
言葉
father
の暴力
died
に遭う
young
ことになり、
because of cancer,
で本人は学校でいじめも受けてきて、
and
そして
he was, the father was speaking the words of violence at home, and in the school he was bullied.
しかしお父さんが死
But
の間際、
because when his father was dying, he is trying to the father is trying to express some words to him, but couldn't say anything to him.
伝えたくてもこう伝えることができないという父の悲しみが
So
言
he
葉でなくこう心で感じられ
in
たわ
that
けで
time
す。
he was able to feel the suffering heart of his father. So not
なのでこの時本当は
that
喧
time
嘩したかったんじゃなくて、
that time
心と心が通じるそうい
meaning
う親子
he
であり
he
た
ha-
かった
he
だけな
had
ん
a
だと
he had a
親子
bad
に思って、
relationship with
お父
his
さんも自分
parents,
も
his
親子
father,
の
but
心を
that
通じたかっ
moment
ただけなんだ
moment
と
he
いう
can
ことを
feel the
強く
connection
感じ
with
て、
with his
自分
father.
は心を閉ざすような生き方はしまいとこの時決意したそうです。がやっぱりですね、日常に帰るとやっぱりいじめられる環境とかそういうものを通して心を閉ざすですね、
Because of his bad experience in the past, that he closed his heart, he was not able to open it to anyone else. But
こういう家族のような関係のある場所に自分をこう連れてきてくれたんだ。
but this time he can come over here. So he really feel that this like God behind. They really bring him up to here. He can feel God through us.
祈りが通じたと言っておりました。
Means he said his prayer was answered by God.
でちなみにごめんなさい、ご飯は結構
Gohan is the meal, rice meal.
なんていうなランチは
Yeah, all the meals.
ものすごく力を入れています。
We try to prepare well
という
meal
のもご飯は愛だからです。
because the food is
一緒の家
love.
族になるには
If for us to be a family, that's important is to have the food together. That's why we invest efforts. Our budget is all go to the food.
皆さんもご飯美味しかったじゃないですか。
What you eat very delicious right here in Japan.
ありがとう。で、彼は3日間の修練会に出た
So
んで
he
すが、
attended
彼の
a
修練
3 days
会では、
seminar
祈りを実践する。
that we practice prayer. So pray for others' happiness. That's what we did in a 3 days seminar.
で、彼は自分の進路の悩みについて祈っていたんですけれども、
He was
その時に
that time he prayed also about his future. Then through the prayer, he had the experience that he feel the same suffering heart as those people are wondering in about their future. That's
自分のことを祈りながらも、
so he, though he is praying for his future, but what he feel is he felt the same same heart of others.
を背負っている人々の幸せを本当に
Then
心から祈りたい。
then he pray he that he can come, he can turn himself to pray for the sake of others, for the others a blessing. That's why he shared tears at that moment.
自分の中にも
Inside himself, inside his heart, there is a heart that he want seeking for others happiness, want to offer helping others. That kind of heart in himself, there it exists in him.
香港に帰ることになりまして、
Then later he went back Hong Kong. Then he connect to Hong Kong church.
もう1年ぐらい経ちま
It's
した。
already one year already. Every week he's attending Sunday service and join the youth department activities.
本当に言葉を超えてですね、
So like this in Japan, then he tried to overcome the barrier and he was able to witness and meet God and true parents.
でもう一例だけ、
One more example.
これは一番最近の姿
This is August, last August seminar. Only sisters participant. Usually it's more brothers participant. Only this time, all girls. This batch special.
Yes, yes. でこの時もご飯は
This time also the same. We invest a lot for food.
美しいです。
Beautiful.
これは食事を担当する
This
姉妹が
the sister who in charge of
自分の持ち物です。
food.
自分の持ち物です。
He bring his own material from the home and for use to use for in the seminar.
ランチョンマットっていうんでしょうかね。
That's the mud, the table mud.
女性も多いので、見ても
Because
美しい。
many girls, so they only just look at it very happy and because it's very beautiful.
みんな写真ばかり
Everybody just
なかなか
taking
食べきれ
picture.
ませんでした。
They did not start to eat. Don't want to eat. They want to take picture.
で終始明るい雰囲気で、
So very bright spirit like this. We had sharing time.
Only- It's mine.
It's me.
で修練会の方も御言葉講義の時間を
In seminar, of course, we have a lecture schedule.
できるだけ明かし、
Also, as pastor, we give some testimony and also practice the exercise of self-pastoring program
こ
together.
れは、その会にどこに行ってもスケジュールはだいぶ変わるん
So
ですが、
depends on the situation. We also have a changing schedule, but in the night time, we will have a team leader report about the result of practicing the work.
そして初日の朝には、周辺の清掃活動というために生きる
Also, we have this service project to
感動し感謝しながらやっている
to really service the community, pick up the garbage, and also at the same time they can have the exercise with the resonate with all things.
自分の良心に
Also, that we practice the talk to your conscience,
いう実践の時間を
to ask, talk to God and ask God.
生涯の後は
Then in Jesus' course, that we will have the prayer for a blessing for others, because Jesus live and pray and live for others. So Jesus' course time.
でそうしますとたくさん、
like this or the
目に見えない
testimony.
神様の愛を感じた
So
時間が多かったです。
participant can feel the invisible God's love. There are many
一番
testimony
ちょっ
like
と
this.
言いづらいと思いますが、班長さんたちや講義の時間、食事の時間に神様の愛を感じたと。
They feel God's love through the eating
何
time
か
and
特別
through
な
the
ことが
team
起きたか
leader.
ら神様の愛を感
It's
じたん
not
じゃなく
because
て、
have something
別に班長
happen,
が
dramatic
なんか
things
特
happen.
別な人になったわけではないんだけれど
No,
も、
just the
班長さん
ordinary,
たちの
because
姿そのも
ordinary
の、
the
時間そのもの、あるいは食事の時
the
間があ
team
るという
leader
こと
or
に
the eating
神
time,
様の
just
愛を
through
感
that
じて
they feel
心が平
God's
らになる
love.
ということを
They
感じた。
feel peaceful in their hearts.
そしてこう音衆の人というのがこの方にいたんですね。
This as a participant has an enemy. Actually, the enemy is his parent,
しかもこの子は
uh,
祝福2世なんです。
her parent, but she is actually a second gen. Means has struggling with the
親
parents.
を許すことができないの
Then
で、
she couldn't forgive the parents. That's why very suffering in the heart. So when he make prayer for blessing, so when everyone feel God's love, then everybody can feel there's no distance or division with the parents. So from their heart, they feel they want to go home, go back to the parents. That's her testimony.
だから自分のこの頭思
So
考では
if
絶対に
with
親を許さない
with
と
our
思っている
with the
んですけれども、
thinking, it cannot forgive the
どうして
with the
自分の
thinking
方向
thoughts.
で
She
自分の
cannot
中の
forget
神
the
様は
parents, but
こ
from
の
the
親が
heart,
ここに来
the
ていただけるん
conscious,
だ
the
と
heart
いうこ
that
とを
it
確認
really
した
want. She
という変化
discover
を体験しま
his
した。
original heart is want to be one with the parents.
でこの子は面白いですけど、
This participant
イ
is
エスを
quite
投げられてもそ
unique.
れでも弟子を許そうとして
Jesus
いる
was
姿に、
betrayed, but
私の
he
体
still
力は限
forgive.
界
He's
で眠りそうだ
possible.
と。
But if myself, I was very
皆
sleepy.
さんも眠いかもしれません。
You know, you are sleepy, maybe also the same.
眠いんだけれども、
You are.
しかし
I
もう
am
一方で
sleepy,
感
but
情は溢れ
in
泣い
my
ているんです。
in my heart, my emotion is
だから二つの
crying.
自分をさせてるん
So
ですね。
he felt the two different self in him.
ですから今までこう思考中心
So
に生きてきたけれ
in the
ども、
past,
自
we
分に
try
も
to
う一つの
centering on
本
my
当の
own
自分がある
thinking,
んだという
then
ことを
find out
少
there's
し理解
another
して
original self
いくことが
within
できました
himself. That's his discovery.
一人一人の中に神が与えた本性がある、良心があるということを実感してい
So
くと
everybody can experience their original self and their original conscience.
でこういうゲストの
This
復
guest
活
is a guest.
心の転換の後ろに
His
は
her heart was
ゲスト一人
transformed.
ですね、スタッフがこの2日間を通して
This is the team leader. Through the guest participant, he has a more
や
transformation.
らせるものではなくて、スタッフ自身が
The
誰
staff
よりも実践することです。
they themselves to initiate
ゲス
themselves
ト
to
にさせる
practice,
ワークというのは誰かにさせるものでは
not
なくて、
just ask the
私自身
participant
が
to do the
本当に実
practice
践して
exercise.
実
I
感するん
myself
です。
have to first practice it and experience it and feel the result, the transformation.
で彼女は
She
月曜から金曜までは
she's
普通に
a
会社員としての
working
生
member,
活を
so
送っている
Monday
姉
to
妹です。
Friday she has to go to work.
で、土曜日日曜日は
On
修練会の
on
スタッフを
weekends,
登録していると。
she supports seminar as a staff.
彼女は毎日ですね、仕事の
Every
中で
day I
生活の
practice
中で
prayer
祝福
for
の祈りを
blessing
心
in
の
my
中で
working
ちゃんと実
place
践していま
in
す。
everyday life.
ので、それをそのまま修練会でも
So
実践
the same in the seminar, she continue practice prayer for blessing.
で、最初
In the beginning,
自分が担当す
my
るゲストの人は
one guest can talk to me,
ま
but
あ話はできるんだけれども、
she can
人
speak,
見知りでとて
but
も
she's
緊
very
張して
shy
いるという
person.
こ
But
とがあ
when
りま
she
した。
talk to people, she's so nervous.
ちょっとコミュニケーションに難がある。
Thus,
そういうゲストなんです
so our conversation
この
was
ゲ
not
ストの
able
心
to
が
be
通
very
じるために
smoothly.
はどう
So
したらいい
in
でし
order,
ょうかという
so
思い
what
な
should
が
I
ら、
do so I can
彼
understand
女
her
の
heart?
喜び
So
輝いている
so
姿
I
を
did a
心の
prayer
中で
like
イメー
this.
ジし
Then
な
he
がら
tried to
いつも話
imagine
すようにしてい
the
ます。
guest, the happy face of the guest.
すると自分の足りないところが
Then
ワークを通して 神様の愛によって埋めら
then
れて
I
いく
feel
関係に
through
なり、
practicing
それ
the
に委ね
the
られるようにな
work
る。
and by God's love I can make up the deficiency of those things I am not good at.
で初日の夜
This
には
kind
ゲ
of
ストの
feeling
心
comes
も
to me.
だいぶ解
They
けて、
become
夜の
a
話題で話す内容
trust to
も
God.
自
The
分がどう
first
す
night
るか、
of the
ど
seminar,
う話さなければならないか、どういう組み立て
in
で
the
話していくかということ以上に、
instead
ゲ
of
ストが
thinking
本当に
what
喜ん
should
でいる
I talk
姿
to the
を
guest,
心に浮かべなが
he
ら話してい
start
く
to
と、
think,
話が進んでいく
imagine
と
the
理解して
happy
いくの
face
が
of the
楽される。
guest, so their conversation become more smoothly guided.
そしてゲストが
The guest,
言葉で表現するのがとてもゲスト苦手なゲスト
the
ですね。
guest couldn't express
そ
herself
のゲ
very
ストは
well,
言葉にできない思いが
so
我がことのように
then
心に
she
感
tried
じ
to
られるよう
feel
になる。
the guest's feeling and
ゲ
as
ストの言葉に
her
ならな
own
い思い
feeling.
が私の口を通して表
So
現される
through
ようになっ
my
て、
through
理
my
想と現
mouth,
実のギャッ
the
プがあっ
guest's
て、自
words
分の言
were
葉を聞
able
きたい
to
けれど
talk
ど
out.
うしたら述べるのかわからない、悔しさやもどかしさを感じているように、そういうふうに見えるよ、感じるよということを伝えたら、本当にそうなんですと。つまりゲスト自身も
Please
自
read.
分では表現
So
できなかったそれを本当に、理
so
解し、
so
共有し、
he
共
was
感している
able
こ
to
とができたと
sympathize the
いう
guests as
体験を
his
しました。
the feeling and really become like in one heart that
で
they
ゲスト
can
の方
really.
から次の修練会ですね、
So
水泳
the
に行きたいと、
guest
出してきたと。
then the
いうことで
guest by
私ども
herself
ゲスト
said
に
she want to attend the 3-day seminar the next
祝
batch.
福の祈りを
So
通して
the guest was
ゲス
very
トとの
happy.
この授受に
So
神
through
様
the
の
prayer of
御心が
blessing,
入っていく。
was able to bring the love of God into the heart of the guest.
何か和道の技術
So
に
it's
よ
not
ってのものもあるとは思い
not
ますが、
trying
技
to
術や
like
テクニッ
focus
クと
what's
いう
the
もの以上
technique
に
or the skill
信
how
頼的
to
な共感を通してゲスト
to
の
work
心
out the
を表
problem,
現する中で
but just try to really
ゲスト自ら
sympathize
発言
with
を
the
起こしてです
guest,
ね、
have sympathy
こ
with
う決
the
意するように
guest,
なる
and
と、
then understand the heart. So that's the way to solve the problem.
そうしたものを目指して取
So
り組んでおります。
that's how we deal with our participant.
はい、大体こういうイメージで説明させ
Something
て
like
いただいて
this.
おりますが、なんと言いますか、ゲスト自らですね、別に連れてこいと言ってないけれども、家族を連れてきます。
We did not ask them to bring guests. These new guests they can bring they by themselves they bring guests, friends to come to join in the center, and also they
ス
can
タッフやってみたい、
by themselves they organize
上級
they
の
can
ゲスト
support activity, and
上級の
all
ゲストなど
total
になると、
witnessing.
自分の霊の親が言っているので自分も行ってみたい。
Because spiritual parents is doing witnessing, so they also I want to join together with the spiritual parents to do witnessing. So
こうした共に両親を中心として復活復興していく、その
like this was our result in our seminar.
昨年はですね、
Last year we have 2-day seminar for 20 batches, 66 participants. From there, have 40 to attend the 3-day seminar.
ミッションセンターを通して
And through Mission Center, we have 50 new members registered last year. Church member.
11条と
And they are giving 10% tithes and attending Sunday service. That they determine
家庭
means
連合に
they
会員として入会しますという
they
ちゃんと書きます。
they assign a family fed membership and then determine to attend Sunday service and giving tithes.
ばらつきがあります。最低1回は来ますけど、最低1回で熱心な人は4回。
At least they came once a month. Then those are active. They come every Sunday.
今ご質問された内容でもありましたが、やってみてですね、
When go through this operation for 3 years, what we discovered a very good points that the guests themselves they can experience themselves and then they grow by
ということ
themselves.
ですので、その実感は本当に本物なんですね。
So means they really become part of them.
なので、行かねばならないからこの道を行くのではないです。
So so they can
まあ本当真理なんですけど、
initiate themselves willingly to go this path.
喜んでいこうとします。
Meaning
し
happily they will
そ
follow
の
this
ご家
path.
族と一緒なら行こうということ
Like
です。
together we are family, so they want to go together, much forward together. That kind of spirit.
で一度来なくなってもまた
So even there's a time they are
何の
not
ためかとか
active,
来たりします。
so very easy for them to come back again.
ただまあ今のところかなりゲストの成長のレベルにはこうばらつきが出てくるなっていう
Because
の
the
を実感
guest
しま
has
す。
a very different kind of spiritual level also. That's what we found out.
ですからゲストの
That's
こう成長の
for
こう分布がで
their
すね、ゲスト
growth.
の成長のこの分布がこうとっても成長が早い人は
So those
スーッとこう進んでいきますが、
faster moving one, they really, I mean, grow very fast, and some really very slow. Not easy
こ
to
ういうここがより早く
means
成
a
長した
slowly
人、ここが
growing one.
ゆっくりの人とすると
So
こういう人口分布になります。
so meaning only few can, few are really fast like a Fujisan.
今まで
Only
の
few can really
日
grow
本
fast,
なんですけど、
fast
日本の
moving,
教会の感じだと
but many very slow growing.
ズドンっていうこういう感じの人口分
So
布。
yeah, how to say, the percentage is like this.
2で出れなければもうさようなら。
Some
3で出なければもう
before the system is
やり
like
きっていくと。それはそれ
if
で
you cannot attend 2 day seminar, so
私
no
そ
more.
のように育ってきましたし、
Because
そのよう
we
にしています。
experienced that kind of system before. So if those guests cannot attend 2 day seminar, then no more. Just
がこう裾野の広い、まあ、こういうですね伝道スタイルになるなということを実感しています。でこれの、まあ、成長のスピードを速めていくことと、裾野の方々をどのようにしてまたより一層次の段階に進めていくことができるかと。
so everyone has a different
今ま
speed
で
of a
自分
growth.
自身も伝
Yeah,
道をたくさんしてきましたが、
I have been doing
経
a
験
lot
した
of
ことのない他にも
witnessing.
加わりますので、これは本当にテーマであり、
Anyway, this is our how to say, our assignment,
それは忘れずに
to challenge
やってい
also.
きます。はい、以上でございます。
Any questions you want to ask?
講義の内容は2でのこういう日程でやっていることとか、あるいは講義のイエスホームに本格的に宿泊ずっと住むことになるためには一定のレベルを求めていますということで、 入れる資格は藤岡講師どうでしょう。心身健康であること、集団生活ができること、霊点生活に納得していること、礼拝、祈祷会、訓読会。
Those can be qualified to maybe stay in a church dorm, that where you are staying now. Other use, of course, spiritually, physically healthy, and willing to attend Sunday service. Those people are really can adjust to the group life, group life, public group life. Three qualification. ホームに入ったらもしそれ、公的なスケジュール守らなければいけないですから、例えば伝道とか、ファンドレイシング、ウィネッシング、伝道、公的ミッションもやらなければいけないですから。やる。Not you are not forced to do it. All voluntarily. If you want to participate, yes. You don't force them, meaning oblige them to do. 自己公開して、喜んで自分でやりたい。You got it. That's it.
They stay inside, so they pay rental.
みんな寮に入ってやっぱりその宿泊代とか払いますよね、食事と。Yes, they have to pay for accommodation and food. もっと安いんですか？安いんです。For the working member, 50,000 yen. College student, 30,000 yen. 外と比べたら安いんですか？ They are cheaper than outside. They ask for schedule and the lecture PPT. 日本語です。How many people bring to center? How many receive education? How many attend seminar? How many become member? You want a statistic? 3年の今されてきましたけれど、その結果、1年ずつのその結果の統計表ありますか？例えば1年何名同意した、何名講義受けた、受講受けた、それでは何、それは何、それ何が教会になったとか、そういうあります？ Yes. You want? Yes. Yes. We want. Okay. Any other question?
My question is, maybe they're very close with us, the guests very close with us, but when after
聴者は権利に対してあまり興味がなくて、でもレロン屋と関係よくて、そういう場合はどうされますか？他の活動をつながるとかどういうふうに続くんですか？Anyway, there are many ways that you can connect people, not only through this divine principle education. Like, for example, Sunday service or YSP, the youth activities, many you can connect. Basically, we don't win as high school students because they are underage. You cannot bring them to center without parents' consent. There's a like high school students events, middle school event. They can bring their classmate friend to attend, but they to attend only, but you cannot witness them. Meaning we don't like doing witnessing. Just invite them for the like your church organize some students activity. They do. They can bring their classmates to attend. But if they become college, then after they become college students, you can witness them. So you make the foundation. Because they're underage, they're under the dominion of the parents. They don't have, the freedom to just do the things they want. 18 years old above, you have the freedom. They can decide what they want.
I think this system they put in a lot of self-mastering components. So far, I can see meditation workshop. They have 7 words, and I can see continuous different words here also, and they explain about what is each of this.
The detail of the work.
Depends on vocabulary and how they apply into. It has 7 here, 7 here, or how.
Okay. 今まで私が21のワークを勉強したんですけども、そちらに今いろんなところワークが入っていますけど、それぞれのワークは何のワークですか？詳しいことを教えていただけますか？
あまりこだわってないです基本21の中のワークで比較的伝えやすいワークというのは確かにあって、例えば初級であれば最初は固定観念に気づく、そして固定観念を手放す。
Anyway, we not really have fixed work to there, but basically those for the beginners we try to let them practice those easier ones, like to perceive your established concept and then how to let go your established concept, the kind of work.
そして意識を今ここにフォーカスオンダモーメント。
Yeah, or focus on the moment, find your own awareness. Those easy one.
あと目を見て共に喜ぶ。
Oh, look into eyes and rejoice together.
人と万物に感動し感謝する。
Resonate with people and all things.
ただその他のワークも必要に応じて、伝えてます。例えば、心の目で見るワークとか、See with the eyes of heart かな。
Oh, okay. Or like, yeah, see with the heart, the eyes of heart. Yeah.
あと光を感じて拡大するとか
Like feel the light and expand the light too.
で、中級に入って誠の父母様の生涯露呈を学ぶ中では親孝行の祈り
So like intermediate course, we teach about two parents course. There we teach to pray for Hyojong, the filial piety. We teach about filial piety, prayer for Hyo.
それぞれの講義の内容に応じて、7つということにこだわらず21個のワークの中から提
Yeah.
示しています。
So we do not have really limited to which work to do. Depends on the situation. Also. We can adjust.
これは本当の自分ではありませんとか本当の自分とは何の関係もありません指針をなくすワーク
Also try to practice the remove our self-centered heart. So everything, the thoughts you have is nothing to do with your own original self.
もう中級3でぐらいになればできま
Yeah,
す。
that's maybe we do that practice in the 3 days seminar. Those kind more high levels. Yeah. How to remove your the self-centered heart.
ただこう御言葉の理解が深まるにつれて、初期、感じたその恩恵よりも同じワークでもより深い恩恵を感じるようになります。
So even they have learned deeper divine principle, but if they still practice the same exercise, the work in the beginning time, they will have more deeper realization in this period. So it's okay to practice the same work again and again.
原理を学ぶこととあと誠の父母様の生涯を学ぶことでこの良心の力とかその愛の深さっていうのはここまでのレベルがあるのかということに目覚めていきます。
So through learning the true parents course and the divine principles, that you can understand deeper your conscience, the deeper you have deeper understanding. Deep up.
このメンバーたちね、レジスターメンバーというのはどの基準ですか？どの基準で決まりますか？タイとそして礼拝参加することですか？この2つですか？
礼拝
登録
十字上ドネーション
So
礼拝世界、はい、
そういう意欲ある人だけサインしてもらう、登録してもらう。そういう観念がなかったらの認識ね。Okay. No, meaning for you to invite the guests, your guests, spiritual children, to become the registered family member, meaning they must have the understanding they have to attend Sunday service and give 10% tithes. So meaning they have that kind of understanding, you let them sign, become the family fed member. Get it? Meaning it's not just please join our member and then sign. No, you have to let them understand like the obligation or the things they need to do as a member. Basically, Sunday service and 10% tithes.
Those members, since tithing, something is associated with religion. So for the guests, they recognize this as an organization or is a religion.
じゃあ11献金してもらうのはそれはまあ宗教団体のことでみんなもう分かってるんですか？ Basically they all understand this is a religious organization in that stage. Yeah, they understand.
最初に学び始める段階でもここは宗教法人の世界平和統一家庭連合のミッションセンターだと自覚して最初に学び始めます。
So in the very beginning, when we go out to the street to witnessing, we already show our identity. We are from the Family Federation for World Peace. It's kind of religious group. Yeah, that's we already explain in the very beginning.
Yeah, one more is data. Out of 10%, okay, how much percent when they heard our organization, okay, use organization, how many percent will straight away reject us?
You mean
The acceptance of our movement in
from where? When they become church member?
the public, like in Malaysia, they don't know what is maybe
Family
they
federation?
don't know family fed. So they come.
Once they understand this unification
This is
things,
unification.
then some will go away.
10 people.
How many will go?
will
家庭連合のことをしてて、で、後になって、これは統一教会の一端の団体だとしたら、どれぐらいの人が離れるって、10人の中に何人ぐらいで離れる？
統一教会だと知って離れる人の数ですか？
そうそうそう。
統一教会だと知ったっていう人の中で何人ぐらいが離れるか。感覚ですけど。
Maybe around 50%?
関係が切れるわけじゃない。
But they still have the relationship, meaning that maybe they don't like this organization, but the relationship still there.
50% will
Around 50%, yeah, it's just like.
I want to ask, sir, this, beside the divine principle content, there has like number 2, principle of creation, section 1, and this other principle of creation, section 3. What is this section 1, 3, 6, 2, 4? What is this?
創造原理の中になんかセクション1、セクション2って書いてます。何の内容ですかって。就那个了，第一节、第二节、第三节，应该是吧 ？Section 1, Section 3, Section 6, yeah, spirit world and the purpose of life. Section 1, dual characteristic. 对吧 ？Right? Section 1で二性聖像でしょ？
そうですね。
創造原理のSection 1は
神の二性聖相と被造世界。
dual characteristic. God's dual characteristic, and section 3, principle of purpose, right?
創造目的ですよね。
Yeah, the purpose of creation. Section 6
は
霊界でしょ？
霊界の、はい、
Yeah,
無形実体世界と有
the
形実体世界
invisible and the visible world. Okay. それを3つ目にして創造原理紹介するんです。最初の時、それ3つの部分だけ。Section 1, Section 3, Section 6。関係ない。
そうですね。
Like that for the beginners, that's 3 sections.
ただその自己牧会プログラムの内容はこの3節創造目的の内容、三大祝福の内容なので、そこは時間をかけて説明する時もあります。
So in section 3, we really spend time to explain to them about three great blessings.
So that means when the lecture time, after you teach the lecture content, then you will do the work for them.
講義してからそれでワークの練習をさせる、一緒練習するとか、そういう形ですか？
大体そうですね。大体そうですね。
Something like that.
フォーカスオンダモーメントの講義の内容が出てきたら、それを一緒にやったりしますね。その後にやったりします。
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, like lecture in that part, then after the lecture we do together to practice the work. Yeah. Sir.
因为 Tokyo 很大，
这里
那么如果说
变中文了，应该是。
Tokyo very big.
Yes.
And then members, I heard previously they make the card members coming to one location and work nearby. Okay, so what are the strong point that attracts the member willingly to move here, looking for the opportunity and stay together?
That's the youth department Sano-san's story, not his part. Sano-san's youth. Sorry. 違う質問してます。カープの卒業したメンバーみんな東京に集めて仕事をさせ仕事をして、それどういうふうにみんなここまで東京まで読んできて、佐野さんだ。そうです。佐野さんの話です。それはカープでしょ。なんかいいんです。そういいんです。地方のカープメンバー全部東京に集めてカープ
東京に会社を作って、
会社就職して、カー
プの会社を作って、
どういう魅力どうしてみんな集めて来てくれるっていう質問ですけど、いいんですよね。答えなくて答えます。答える。
東京の会社を作ったんですか。
Okay. Our teller that will answer your question. Teller that 局長、教会長。Your question, he can answer.
カープの卒業生がカープのメンバーが集えるような会社を作りました。信仰を中心として会社を運営しようということで会社を作って、地方のカープメンバーが東京に集うことができるようになりました。
So they make a company based on they make a business company based on our life of faith. So it means the base is us, and then make a company so that the graduates can come to Tokyo to work together. Make a company. 何人ぐらいの会社ですか？
それは今40人、50人ぐらい。
Around 50. So this around 50 employees, and anyway they make a few companies, something like that. Any question? The rest, the next, no more. Thank you. That's one. Oh, okay. What's your question? Ask what?
The morning session and this session is the same session.
同じのセクションの話ですか？
モーニングセッションは毎朝火曜から土曜まで from Tuesday to
Saturday.
Mission Center in Mission Center 30 minutes or 40 minutes.
Okay, that's the mission center. That morning session is in the Shibuya Mission Center section from Tuesday to Saturday every morning 10 o'clock. That one. それでこのなんとかセクション。
これもだから
い
ろんな単位でセッションってやってる。
So that's the section we explained a while ago by Mr. Skida. So meaning in different places they are having their own session.
上級メンバーが集まったセッション。
So the intermediate members they have their section. Okay, something like that.
Different category they have.
Yeah. They try to organize because not everybody can come in one section at the same time, or because of the number and places. So they have their own, organize their own session.
Every day, reverence Sugita session.
Yeah. Mission Center. That one, the morning section. That's the leader is held by the district leader, Mr. Skita. And the other leaders also have their own members section. It's too many members. Many schedule in this section.
I have another question. Shibuya Mission Center is not only focus the cup, right? Not only focus the university student. It's for working member.
No.
So working member until the which age? Because I saw this picture is a bit elders. So what kind of age is target? Is it before marriage?
Okay. I understand your question. Okay. 渋谷ミッションセンターは、カープではないですよね。青年伝道の感じで、その伝道対象者は何歳までですか？写真見たら、なんかいろんな年の人がいます。年寄りさんもいます。年寄り。何歳までですかって。
伝道の対象の主なメンバーは戦略的に大学生と青年にしていますので、青年と大学生のゲストが大半です。けど、
大歓迎ね。
はい、教会員の方で、主婦の方とかがお友達を連れてきたい、親族を連れてきたい、そういう場合には上の年齢の方も連れてきて OK です。
主に伝道センターですよね。渋谷ミッションセンターって伝道センター。Anyway, Shibuya Mission Center is like a center for witnessing. Okay, well that's why so brother sister bring their guests to the mission center to receive education. Okay, so basically we focus on university student and youth. That's what we want to focus. My brothers sisters have their friends. So like they have elder friends, so they younger ones, so they bring them to the witnessing center, mission center also. Okay. Okay, let's have lunch. Thank you very much for understanding. I'm hungry.